As we get closer and closer to non-stop flights from the east coast of Australia all the way across to the east coast to America, there's one route that's become surprisingly popular recently. And because Jackie and I need to get across to New York today, we thought we'd give it a go. So the flight we're going on today is a new one that's operated by Qantas between Auckland and JFK in New York. Traditionally, people like us who live in Melbourne or Sydney, anywhere on the east coast of Australia, when you're flying across to the east coast of America, you normally stop through Los Angeles International Airport, which I'm sure a lot of you have done. We've done before.
Nightmare.
It's not the best experience. So instead, last year, Qantas put on a new route, which is flying from Auckland direct all the way across to JFK. That's the flight that we're going to try today. Now, obviously, living in Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane, wherever, you need to get to Auckland first. So the first flight we're on today is this 737. It's about 3 hours across to Auckland, a short layover in Auckland, and then we're going to do the big flight from Auckland all the way across to JFK.
It's so good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to try it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Welcome to Auckland, where the local time is 3:04 on Thursday the 24th of October.
There's two things I should just say about the flight that we were just on. First of all, we're very privileged and lucky to be flying in business class, and the next flight we're going to be doing the same thing as well, so excited to show you what that's like. Secondly, that was the party flight. Did you notice I think everybody in the front cabin of that plane was drinking except me?
Air travel, it's midday somewhere.
Well played everybody on flight number one. Quick layover in Auckland now. We've got about 2 hours before we jump on board the next one. One thing I will say about the business class lounge here in Auckland Airport is it's lovely, don't get me wrong, but it's quite small, and Qantas are actually increasing the number of flights they're doing between Auckland and JFK. They've actually increased it this month from 4 flights to 6. I just feel like this place could get pretty busy in the future, and I'm sure there are plans as those flights increase to increase the size of the business class lounge here as well. But yeah, just bear that in mind if you are coming through. Sorry, I'll just get this. Yep. Yes. Thank you. Awesome. Bye.
Up to NYC.
Off to NYC. About to board our Dreamliner for the next 17 hours of your life. I'm not talking loud. Okay, sorry. So Qantas started flying this leg between Auckland and JFK back in 2023, so last year as I'm recording this, but they weren't actually the first ones to do this route, because a year before that, in 2022, this route was first flown, as you can probably guess, from New Zealand to JFK by Air New Zealand. Now the fun thing about that is when Air New Zealand started the flight in 2022, Auckland to JFK non-stop was actually the 4th longest flight that you could do on a commercial airline anywhere in the world. Now, as I'm recording it today in late 2024, it's actually dropped all the way down to be the 7th longest flight. And that's because it's actually been overtaken by, well, guess who? But yeah, Qantas have stolen those spots with their non-stop London to Perth coming in at number 4, and Perth direct to Paris, which launched earlier this year as well, coming in at number 6. So yeah, unfortunately, Auckland to JFK in itself is an awfully long way to fly, don't get me wrong, but it's only the 7th longest flight you can do in the world right now. This is obviously nothing to do with the flight itself, but we've just hit quite a big patch of turbulence about an hour into the flight. My drink was full, not anymore.
There's turbulence associated with that. We can expect to be clear of it in about 10 to 15 minutes. so if you can bear with us for that time, and we'll have the seatbelt sign left on, so for your safety and the crew's safety, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
Turbulence has passed. We are now across the international date line. So in effect, we've gone back a day, which is good. They're just doing a dinner service now, and then after that, I'm pretty sure the plan is that everybody's going to go to sleep. We have got a flight time, I think I mentioned it before, but it's just over 15 hours. There are some really good tailwinds taking us all the way across the Pacific today. We took off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then with all the time differences and local time zone changes and everything, we're actually landing into New York in the afternoon of yesterday, which is now today, but landing in the afternoon as well, which I think is really good. But whilst Jack's watching Grey's Anatomy, I'm catching up on Silo. I'm going to enjoy some dinner, hop on the Qantas pyjamas, and I think it's probably time to get some sleep. So pretty. So when I fell asleep, we were here, and now we are here. So I had a plan on this flight to sleep for maybe 8 hours, which would have been great. And I went to sleep somewhere over the Pacific Ocean, and I've woken up as we're descending into New York, which is a testament to, I suppose, how comfortable this is and what a privileged, lucky life it is to do this flight in business class. But I don't think I really missed much, because the cabin's obviously dimmed throughout the whole process. Most people are getting sleep as well. It's really good here because they'll only really wake you up if you want to eat something, and because I was asleep with the do not disturb sign on, nobody woke me up. So I've just got out my Qantas pyjamas, brushed my teeth, and now, prepared the cabin for landing, and we're almost in New York.
We'll be making an approach towards the northwest today, and should have you touching down just on 3:30 in the afternoon. On behalf of Captain Ross Taylor and entire crew, we do trust you have enjoyed your flight, and thank you for flying Qantas. Look forward to seeing you all again on next Tuesday.
Oh, I just woke up. No makeup on.
You look great. Did you sleep?
Yeah.
Did you sleep for 12 hours as well?
No, I didn't sleep quite as late. I would have had a good 8 hours. Like, not complaining. Super comfortable.
How many episodes of Grey's Anatomy did you watch?
Finished season 1.
Well, a very warm welcome to New York City, everyone. If you'd like to adjust your watches, the local time has just gone 3:36 p.m. on Thursday, the 24th of October. Well, finally, on behalf of the entire team, we'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with Qantas on the One World Network.
Hey Daniel, thanks for looking after me and Jackie on the flight. When I say me and Jackie, thanks for looking after Jackie whilst I was asleep for most of the flight.
You slept the whole flight?
I slept for pretty much. I was going to have 8 hours on this flight, but I think I ended up getting 12.
I think 13.
Was it 13? It was mine.
He skipped breakfast. Good luck in the marathon.
Oh, thanks very much. I'll see you on the next one.
So is a quick stop in Auckland, then a long 16-hour flight from New Zealand to New York better than 2 shorter flights with a transfer through LAX? Well, one thing to remember is that while 16 hours from Auckland to JFK might sound brutally long, Melbourne to LAX is still over 14 hours. So if you don't mind a few extra hours on a plane, then there are some distinct advantages of going via Auckland. Auckland Airport, well, it's far quieter than LAX. It's also undergoing renovation work, and to be honest, I just find it a much calmer and more relaxing place to transit through. Also, when you're flying with Qantas through LAX, regardless of whether your final destination is international or domestic, you still need to clear immigration, collect your bags, and then clear customs as well before boarding your next flight. That's quite a lot of hassle. When we flew from Melbourne via Auckland, our bags were checked all the way through to New York City. With 80% of passengers on this route being Australian, it's going to be interesting to see if this flight continues once non-stop Australia to New York flights take off in a few years' time. But for now, and for us, this was just a much more efficient and frankly a more enjoyable way to travel from Australia to one of the greatest cities in the world.